Hello again, whiskey friends. Happy New Year, everybody. 2025. We made it. Didn't know if we were going to, but we made it all the way to the end here. And now we get to put on another year of fun and kick off the year with all of you. So, one thing I'm curious about as you get in and you're jumping into chat here, and Kelsey Durrell, I'll have the same question for you. But want to know in the chat, what was the pour that you utilized to bring the new year in? So let us know as you're coming in saying hi. Thanks for joining today, whiskey friends. Let's kick off the show. Well, for me, I ring in the new year with one of my favorites. I'm getting down to the very bottom on a lot of my hitter MGP bottles. So I had an old Haystack Needle. This one was finished in Chardonnay. So that was my midnight pour, a good 12-year MGP. Kelsey, Happy New Year, buddy. What was your midnight pour?
You know what's weird is I didn't drink a drop all day yesterday, even last night.
Wow.
I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. I was the only one up in my house. Wife was asleep. I was staying up with the dogs because she freaks out at fireworks. But no, I did Monday night, however. And Monday night I poured Michter's 20. So that's probably only fitting that be my New Year.
All right.
Pour. So what a lot of fun to get to purchase that and to drink it and eventually share it with you and Darrell and some others. So that was fun. We had a good time Monday night. It was really laid back.
Well, it sounds like then your first pour of 2025 is going to be with us.
Yeah. Yep.
So you'll have to see what you're going to spoil yourself with there while you're hanging out.
Yep. This should be fun. I'm looking forward to it, man.
All right. Well, let's bring on Darrell. Darrell, same question to you. What did you ring it in with last night?
It's funny, right? So I went to a buddy's place, me and the wife, and she never goes anywhere. I asked for 2 weeks to try to plan something, and it was like, nope. I'm just gonna stay home. 30 minutes, outside of when we kind of got invited. She's like, oh, are they still going? I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we went down to my buddy's place, and they're not really big drinkers. He's a Crown Royal guy. He doesn't really know much about whiskey. He'll just mix stuff or drink it straight for the most part. So we get over to his house. I brought him a gift because it was his birthday actually on New Year's yesterday. And he had Crown Royal on the table. So I had some Crown Royal and ginger ale to bring in my New Year. No real whiskey, but I'm a sucker for Crown and Coke and Jack and Coke anyway. So Crown and
Sounds fitting, Darrell.
Yeah.
Or in some cases, GTS and Coke. I've seen you do that.
Oh, God, it was so bad, though. That one wasn't good. Oh, man. It really wasn't. Was it? Yeah, it was a GTS. It wasn't Coke.
Yeah. Because I asked you, I was like, what other ones should I try? And you're like, you need to try Eagle Rare with
Cherry Coke.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh, dude.
That's
so
really
good. I didn't have Cherry Coke, but I had the cherry, and I put some cherry juice in it, and it was fabulous.
Nice. What you got there, Jeff?
Yeah. Here's the Haystack Needle for those that aren't familiar. This is the old label, though. Don't get thrown off because they're bringing this brand back, but they're putting their own stuff in it. But this had some 12-year MGP.
Did you say they're doing a rye? Yeah. Did you see those yet?
Yeah. They're reusing the brand and the label. So it's
yeah. A friend of mine showed me a picture of it in Missouri, and I was like, what? I guess that was this year they released those as ryes, and I was like, that's the first one I've ever seen it like that. So it was interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen
we got
either.
41 people in here. Why don't we say hi to them and then see if they put their New Year's pours, in chat as well as we go through things.
All right. Let's see who was first tonight.
Uncorked.
Uncorked. Wow. Who's first? Cheers.
Wow.
Cheers to you.
Cheers
EJ
to
was
you.
in here. Happy New Year to you, buddy. Top dog. I didn't think you guys would be live tonight. I know I didn't either until Jeff texted me at like 3:00. He's like, "Are we going live?" And I'm like, I guess so. Marty Party. Cheers, man. Good to see you, buddy. Chuck D is in the house. Good to you. Cheers. Happy New Year to you. Travis Robinson. Norseman's in the house. Cheers to you, man. I just saw him. Like, that's where I came from, hanging out with him and Sam. Dustin, cheers to you, buddy. Glad to see you in here. JG, Happy New Year, man. Cheers to you and your beautiful wife. Mark Vasco, cheers, man. Good to see you in here. Ed, lovely to see you in here, buddy. Hope you have a good new year. Roy R. at home. Cheers to you. Mr. Mom 310, good to see you in here. Douglas Papa, cheers to you, man. And I hope you've been enjoying all of those samples. It looks like you have been. So cheers to you. I love Gary's comment. If it wasn't for the stream, I wouldn't have swore today was Tuesday. Dude, the last 2 weeks have thrown me off. Like today felt like Saturday, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have to go back to work, and it's just gonna be awful. I'm gonna have to work for 2 days.
Yeah, it felt like Sunday for me. I was all thrown
It
off.
was weird.
Yeah.
Russ L, cheers to you. Good to have you in the house. Ben Drammond, cheers, Ben. Good to see you in here, buddy. Great Scott is in here. Mark Emmenecker. Mark B. Get all the marks out of the way. Joe, the sample guy, cheers to see you in here. Good to see you in here as well. Happy New Year. Hit that like button as well. Thank you so much for letting bring that to the attention. A little old-fashioned cheers. Cheers to you, man. It's good to have you here. There's Lance. Good to see you in here, Lance.
What's up, buddy?
Let's see what else we got. Trev Kunkel. Good to see you in here, buddy. Brennan Wilcox. Cheers to you and Happy New Year. Good to see you in here as well. Troy from Baker Drinks is in the house. Cheers to you. Truman, good to see you in here drinking the Sag 9 this evening. Oh, that's nice. I'm going to be giving away some Sagamore Ryes as well tonight. Here's my buddy Henry. Happy New Year to you, man. You made out like a bandit this past year, Henry. I saw all the pictures of all the things you've gotten this year, man. That's freaking awesome, dude. So excited for you. Good to see you in here. Paul P., good to see you in here. I use your little opener every single day because I bring Topo Chicos to work to drink, and that's what I use to open them. So
Paul P had an epic flight too, a blind flight. He posted that in the Facebook group.
Yeah, that was crazy. Crazy. I think we're pretty much caught up, man. I think that's everybody.
All right. Yeah, and as we're going through there, people are kind of saying what they're celebrating with here. French 75 cocktail.
Nice.
I don't know what that means.
What was it?
You guys know what that means?
French 75? No. Maybe it's the name of
tell
it?
us. Lot B and Weller 12. Nice, Paul. Mark B. Let's see.
All right. Had some Jepta Creed 4-grain. We won't tell Jason C that.
Oh my gosh. I've only tasted one thing from them, and I'm like Jason. I do not like
I like it.
I do not.
I don't mind it.
You like the way it's
Tin Cup 14er. We'll talk about that one in just a minute here too.
Yep. Or you can have friends send you flights that totally screw up whiskey for you that you really like, but because they put some crap blend together that they thought was really good and mixed it in, it threw everything off.
I don't know what you're talking about, Kelsey.
I was fine that day.
Oh, Mark B kicking things off here. Thank you, buddy.
Maybe I can pull a win for the new year.
Yeah, got it. Maybe I can pull a win for the new year. Let's see. Let's go over what we're giving away. Jeff, why don't you hit it off with what you're giving away, man?
Yeah, so Monday's video was about the Tin Cup 14er. So I got a bottle of this and very impressed with it. I gave it an 81. I mean, for 84 proof, that's still pretty darn good. And that oak profile on it is lovely. And did a comparison of this and the Remus Gatsby, which has about 14 proof points on it. But, man, they are really, really similar. So I'm going to give somebody that head-to-head. And you know what? I'll throw in a sample of, since I still have some left, I didn't kill it last night, I'll throw in a haystack needle, so you'll get some MGP flights.
Nice.
Featuring the tin cup and the haystack needle.
Very good. Darrell, what are you giving away tonight?
So I'm going to be giving away some Magnuses. I have 2 of the, what are they, a triple cast, I think,
Yeah,
right?
triple cast.
Yeah, triple cast finish. There was a local store that actually threw these on the shelf, discounted them for $19.99. So I had to make the drive in, buy a bunch for some people. So I got 2 different batches of those, and I'm going to throw 2 different batches of the cigar blends as well. So 4 total samples, all Magnus.
And then I'm going to give away Sagamore Rye picks. I think there's at least 3 or 4 of those that I have. I know one of them is I still have Dusty's pick, which I have to hide from myself, but otherwise I'll drink it all because it's so freaking good. I love that pick. I know Jeff does love that, and so did Dana. So we'll be doing that giveaway tonight. And then we're also going to be, the fun time is going to be drafting our whiskeys for the tournament of 2024. If you guys haven't seen this on the channel yet, we do this every year. Jeff, why don't you tell them a little bit more? Oh, crap, Ed. Thank you so much. Let me get into this.
Oh, wow.
It's been coming in hot like every week, dude. Jeez,
Dude,
appreciate it.
Appreciate it so much. And then Top Dog's in as well. Put me in for a chance to also win a free first giveaway of the year. Jeff, why don't you talk through the tournament and tell us more about like what they can expect and what we did last year, and then if there's any tweaks.
Yeah. Well, let me pull up a slide here. So this is something that we have done each year since 2022. And what you can kind of see on the screen right here are the results of our 2023 whiskey tournament. All of this was blind. That way we could go through. We also have guests joining us, so it's not just our 3 palates. Since we did curate this list, we wanted somebody's outside perspective in there. So what you can see last year in the Final Four was a crazy copper and cast single barrel that was finished in a Weller foolproof cask. The Hard Truth single barrel that drove us nuts last year and pretty much started this obsession with Hard Truth, which we'll be talking about more tonight. The Nash Tucky ended up being the ultimate winner, and then also had the ECBP C923. But you can see some of the names that were in last year's tournament. So what we are going to be then doing tonight, and we're going to change it up a little bit, but we're actually going to be drafting 20 bottles this year, putting 5 bottles in each leg of the bracket. And that's going to help blind things a little further. The other thing that we noticed last year was we could essentially tell if we were in the north, east, south, or west, if we got like one sample. You know, if we figured out one sample, we knew exactly what the blind actually was. So we're going to be making it even more blind on us. We'll still do some seeding so that the 1 seeds and the 2 seeds don't all bundle up together in the same brackets. But when it comes to the 3 seeds, 4 seeds, and 5 seeds, they'll be completely random, even from me. So we won't know what is even in the northwest, east, and south until we're getting to the reveal.
Very cool. It's a lot of fun. I would say one thing, there was a lot of surprises along the way the last 2 years in some of these. And I really think, I mean, when you look at the list and see what kind of stood out, it's surprising. So I'm interested to see what you guys are going to draft. And then I am re-recording my top 10 whiskeys of the year after we get done tonight, so that goes up on Friday. So make sure you guys look for that. I think it's a pretty interesting list. I think some will be surprising and some will not. So we'll see.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at last year's tournament, what came out of the West and the East, you know, the Hard Truth single barrel pretty much smashed a 4 Roses LE during that blind. Like, that was crazy.
And it wasn't even close. I mean, it was not even close. It's crazy. Yeah.
Hard Truth
yeah,
was
then the Nash
youngest
Tucky
out of tournament, right? It was only 2 years
it
old.
It was. That was a 2 or 3. Yeah. Yep. And then that Nash Tucky coming on top of that Michter's 10 year. Yeah. So you never know what's going to happen when you do it blind, but ultimately we'll crown what our ultimate winner is. And then just like last year, we will do something for our Patreon where you can guess which bottles move on. I'm still trying to think through how we can do that if it's even blind to me. And I don't know how to give you a bracket, but we'll still do some type of challenge. where people are essentially doing parlays on the final four and the ultimate winner. But that is what we're then going to be doing tonight, is going to be drafting what goes into this flight. So with that in mind, Kelsey won the right of the first pick.
And I think he's feeling guilty, folks. He's feeling very guilty, and that's why he's letting me go first.
Partially.
All right, first, I'm going to take this one because it's definitely going to be one to beat. So,
Russell's 15. That's going to be the odds-on favorite.
There's some stuff that could compete with it, man.
I agree. I think there's some stuff that compete with it. It just depends on what order things get put in. We talk about this all the time in blinds. And for those that aren't doing blinds on a regular basis, do it. I'm telling you, things will change. You could have the same 4 whiskeys in a completely different order each time, and it will completely change the way that you taste them. So, GT Mustang, thank you so much, man. I've run out of samples. All right. Well, we can stock you up.
Cheers, buddy.
Darrell, what are you going to draft first, bud?
I got to go with the Nebco rye, the higher proof out of the 2. Wasn't probably going to put the second barrel in there, but yeah, I got to go with that. That's probably my number 1.
Remind me of what
New England Barrel Company rye. I think I gave you a sample of that.
Oh yeah. I do remember that one. That was a very.
Why don't you tell our audience what that is too? Because that's going to be an unfamiliar brand to many.
Yeah, so it's this bottle here. They're local to me, but they source. So it's New England Barrel Company. This in particular was a single barrel that dropped over here back in August, I think it was. 11.5-year-old MGP. And if anybody's been on like that MGP rye kick this year, you know, like the higher age stuff, 10, 11, 12-year-old stuff has just been crazy, crazy good. And this one was one of those barrels. This thing is insane. Probably my second favorite rye that I've ever had outside of Booker's rye. Actually, no, third. But this thing is ridiculous.
Travis, thank you so much, buddy.
Oh, thank you, Travis.
And it's interesting, like Darrell's in a place where he can see it and find it, but this was my first experience with that particular brand. And man, it was a very eye-opening experience of what people are doing and what they're able to do. And we've all talked about the rye, so I'm sure there's going to be lots of ryes that are going to be in this list this year. So
there are. We'll get to that as we go through. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of good brands getting some 11-year ryes. I am curious on how this one's going to do. I know it can be divisive, but let's see what it does in a blind flight. And if it throws people off, but I'm putting the Bardstown Amroot in there.
Oh,
nice. Darrell is not big on that one, but I agree with you, Jeff. And I know that it was, I don't remember where it was at in Dusty's, but it was up there in his top 10 or whatever for the year as well. So it'll be interesting to see. Darrell, Nebco over NBC is what Paul B's asking.
Ooh. Yeah, well, that specific single barrel I'm taking over pretty much almost every NBC bottle. There's one in particular that's on my list now too that scored the exact same, but I scored the Nebco twice by accident, not knowing that I had scored it originally, and it actually scored higher. So that's why I have that one as my number 1, but there's an NBC that tied it. But that would be the only NBC that I would say that would compete with it. Everything else, I think that bottle crushes.
All right.
It was very good. Ooh.
You said Bardstown Amroot for you.
I'll pull that spreadsheet up every once in a while.
I'm going to go with this one for my second pick.
What is that? Oh,
ooh, 12? Which number are you going with after our debacle?
12.
12.
All
right.
It was the only one that was released this year. right?
Yeah, 11.
Oh,
was
I
last
guess
year.
so. 11 was last year.
I wanted to put in 11, but you
12.
reminded me it didn't come out in 24. So
All right.
went with the 12.
So you're all in on turkey so far, Kelsey.
So far. So far.
So
Darrell,
my
you
number
got
2 is that bottle I was just talking about that competes with that Nebco. We're going with the Barrels for Hope NBC pick that they did this year.
Oh,
That
man.
bottle is incredible. First sipped it. I think I was like one of the first out of anybody around, like within our little small community that tasted, and I was immediately messaging everybody like, "Oh, did you crack it yet? Did you open it?
Freaking
Like
out.
this thing is crazy."
Oh, yeah.
Very, very, very good bottle. Yeah.
Yeah, great pick. They've had some great picks this year.
They were in right after us, right? When we did ours this past year?
Yeah, then they picked a 5-year, one of those TDIs.
Okay, gotcha.
Truman, I have not tasted batch 2 yet. Batch 1 is very, very good. I've heard from a few people that batch 2 is actually a little better. So, I'm kind of looking forward to trying it as well.
It is very good, especially when you don't drink rum before you taste it. Not that I'm bitter or anything.
You were so saucy that night. It was so fun.
So where are you at, Jeff? What's your second pick?
This will be
all right. So for my next one here, I want to see. This is the other rye that we fell in love with this year. Let me pull it out.
Oh, is this the Two Bros?
Nope.
Oh,
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh God, yeah.
But let's get in the Traverse City rye.
Yeah.
So this is going to be then competing with that 11-year from Nebco. Very, very similar profiles on these, but we'll see if one emerges.
I agree.
over
I
the
think
other.
that particular one might be a little bit more oak forward on the profile than the Nebco was, but yeah, that was a killer bottle.
But yeah, this one was just a shade under 11 years, 120 proof.
Yeah,
Nice.
10-year, 11
But
month.
killer bottle from Traverse City here.
Yeah, that one's good. So Nebco's down. Traverse. Well, you guys haven't really took a lot of bottles off my list yet. Look at that.
I know. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I had some others that I had on my list that I took off, so because I figured they would be in there anyway. So we'll see. This is one that really surprised me, and I think it surprised a lot of people when it came out because this particular brand doesn't necessarily always make bourbons. But this is the Elixir pick of MGP that was almost 11 years old from Elixir.
I heard about that one. I haven't had that one in particular.
All right.
So MGP on that one, baby.
That's one of the lower proofs too, like the 110s and 111s. Are they all around there?
It is 57.3, so it's 114.6.
Titanium, 11-year Elixir.
All right. I was wondering which of those would go in there.
All right. I'm gonna stick with some MGP, and I'm gonna throw in the Copper and Cass 9-year small batch.
That's a good one.
I had that on my list. I figured you would draft it, so I was going to let you take that one.
Yeah.
Copper and Cask, 9-year small batch. Why don't you talk a little bit about that one, Darrell?
Yeah, that
is it.
Yes. Yep. So that bottle, they've been releasing like black label, kind of like limited small batch versions for like the past, I think, 3 or 4 years. Last year they did the 8-year. This year they did the 9-year. So they held back some stock, had it age a little bit longer. MGP that was aged solely in Florida. So literally got distilled in Indiana, trucked over to freaking Florida. They said within a month. And it spent all the age in there. Like the color, like you can kind of pick up on some of these Florida ones, like they're super, super dark. But that bottle right there was killer, man. That extra year did it some did it some justice, because the 8-year was really good last year too, but this was like turned up a notch. It was higher proof as well. Just hit, man. And those things sit on the shelves. There's still like a few floating around over here, and they were under $100. Like Copper and Cast had them for 99. Some stores have them for 89, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's a banger bottle if they're still floating around for people.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of that Elixir bottle, because the Elixir bottle was almost 11 years and it was $80.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's crazy. Almost 11-year MGP sitting on the shelf in the middle of Tennessee for that price. It just blows me away sometimes.
I kind of graded all these in the same area too, with an 88, the Copper Cast small batch, the OKI 11-year, the Obtanium single barrel. They just always kept hitting at that zone for me.
Yep. What you got, Jeff?
All right. I'm going to stick with Indiana.
Just a different
But
Indiana.
we're going different
that?
Indiana. I
Oh,
want the
2024?
2024 Masters Distiller Reserve blend in here.
Very nice. That's so good. When we first tried that, even before it was released, it just blew us all away, I think, in a sense of what they're able to do with their different mash bills, but how well that they're blending what they're doing. So kudos to Brian and those guys over there.
Yeah, if people are unfamiliar with what this is, it's a blend of their caramel malt, chocolate malt, and malted rye. So 50% of the blend is the caramel malt, 20% is the chocolate, 30% is the malted rye. So I've debated whether to try to blend this myself with the 3 bottles that I got back there.
I hear you. No, it's the caramel malt for me was what made me fall in love with that brand. I mean, the single barrel was great that you guys had, but I didn't get a bottle of it because I wasn't there. But the caramel malt 1 and 2, both, that's what made me fall in love. I mean, it was just so different and such a rich experience. I love that stuff.
So let's do one more pick, Kelsey, and then we'll do a little bit of an intermission here, and I can do a plug.
Gonna go with my favorite of this year, which I know is one of Jeff's as well, which is Kelvin Collab 6.
Kelvin Collab 6. All right. So we got our 4-gate in there. All right. 4-gate. Kelvin Collab 6. Perfect. Here I can share.
We'll take a break for a little bit.
Yeah, let's take a quick break here. I'll share my screen just real quick so everyone can kind of see the first 10 bottles that are in here. Wow, that's already quite the lineup. And as we said, we seed these behind the scenes with a grade, but when it comes to anything that's going to be seeded 3 to 5, it's just going to be randomly in that tournament. So, but we'll try to keep it fair with the 1 to 2 seeds, but we'll see how those even play out. So that is going to be real interesting there. But you can see definitely some heavy hitter bottles already, and we're only halfway through this thing.
Absolutely. It's crazy.
Now, let me do a quick announcement here in terms of channel news. I've got something very special in the glass. If you've seen some of my posts on Facebook or on Patreon, you'll probably know where I'm going with this. But we have a barrel pick coming out this Friday. So those links are going to be coming out starting at 5 p.m. to the highest tiers and then work their way through just like each of our picks have thus far. If any bottles are left by the time we hit 7 o'clock, we'll then send the links to the free tier on Patreon and also the Facebook page. So this one is going through Sealbach, and we'll have some more information about that process. Now, this is essentially a pre-sale. So what Sealbach is doing is having us sell it before they bring the barrel in, so they're not sitting on inventory. So when you do buy this, just kind of keep in mind, it's going to take a few weeks to get this thing through. But
it will be worth the wait. I promise you, it will be worth the wait.
Yeah, I got it in my hands.
That's freaking awesome. I love it
right now. So here is the bottle. So this is a 4-year-old rye, 119.5 proof. It'll be $77. And we chose this one, mainly excited that we got one of the Char 1 barrels versus the spiral cut. So if you have had a few different Hard Truth single barrels before, they have different barrel types with have totally different profiles. And we thought going in that we wanted a char one, we did a pick and a char one, and the fruits on this thing just are gorgeous. So the limited description that we gave it based on our notes at the tasting was essentially it tasted like a spicy rye bread toast smothered in apricot preserves. And now after tasting it, I can definitely confirm that. I actually think this might be the best mouthfeel of all the picks that we've done so far, which wasn't something that I was thinking about after the tasting. But now sitting down with it, it is rich and it is viscous. And that apricot note even drifts into a little bit of a peach note, which is surprising. But that is so strong and over the top on this. And the combination of the sweet and spicy, particularly on the finish, is just gorgeous. I've been nerding out over this thing for the last 24 hours.
And we want to say a special thanks to Jerry for getting us to be able to have samples of that before it launches, and for Jeff to do the tasting notes, because I know it was a little bit of a fiasco for us to try to do that. So appreciate all the help on making that happen. So
credible people over there at
Absolutely.
Hard Truth. So I know a lot of people are excited for it. This is the week, this Friday. So if you're here and you're not on the Patreon, jump in the Patreon. We really appreciate your support. But otherwise, get on the free tier, get on the Facebook page. The Facebook page is in the description as well. So if you're here, you should be over there, and that's the main way we can communicate with people on news such as this.
Should be a lot of fun. I'm telling you. Don't want to miss out on this ride. I'm telling
I'm
you.
excited on that one. Haven't had it since September, man.
I know.
It's torturous, isn't it?
It's torturous. But great stuff here. And then I also poured out a little bit of the sample of the Farm Aid that Copper Wolf gave us samples of. So I can drink that here as I'm going back and forth.
Nice.
But if you got any questions about the Hard Truth, let us know.
Cheers, Brian. Cheers, Love Shot.
Is that what you have poured right now, Jeff? Is the Farm Aid?
Yeah, the Farm Aid one. Yep. Yeah, it's
okay.
It's a little lighter than our pick, which is interesting.
Which one's Farm Aid in your hand now?
Yep.
Okay.
Mark B, their ground are freaking incredible. That's one of the things that I was really impressed, not only with everybody there, but also their facilities are just top notch. Some of the most fun place to visit.
Goes way more citrus side of things on the fruits.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I remember, interesting
I can probably revisit that. I remember the profile being just a good amount different than what I've been used to from them. Not in a bad way by any means. Like I really like that Farm Aid single barrel, but it was just different.
Yeah.
Effervescent, little lime, lemon, leaning. Interesting. All right. Well, shall we get back into it here?
Let's do it. I think, Darrell, you are up, buddy.
I am. And I'm going to throw another rye. I know this is on your list, Jeff, so apologies, but got to get that Two Bros Middle West Pumpernickel in there.
Ah, you're grabbing that one. I actually finished my first bottle of it, but I've got to back up. But here, I'll pull out the label so everyone can see it, even though this is a different barrel. But yes, Middle West Pumpernickel Rye. That's been a fun adventure this year exploring these.
Yeah, I will say, if you guys are seeing them on the shelves, they do a batch version that's pretty darn good as well. So if you guys haven't tried the brands, make sure you try it out. I know some of these brands will be new to you. To some people, that's a Columbus, right?
Yep.
Columbus brand, Ohio. So they do have pretty wide distribution. So you should be able to get some of their base products, if nothing else. And then they also, I believe, aren't they contract distilling for other people as well?
They are. Old Line, as an example, gets their stuff from Middle West. They are a bigger production company than I realized, based on all the contract distilling they're doing.
Yeah. So very interesting brand. If you get a chance to visit, it's a really fun place to visit too. So
course, Gary wants a bottle just for the sticker. Just for the sticker. There we go.
He's going to have to get a bunch of them so that he can store them away for different occasions so he can crack it. I'm sure.
Frenchy bunch.
Hey, Tom. Good to see you in here, buddy.
Yeah,
Cheers,
buddy.
Here.
Well, I'm going to pull in. Now, we said up front, I don't think I mentioned this, but we can't put our own picks in this tournament. That doesn't really fit the bill. But if other people release the picks and we just happen to be on the pick team, that's fine. So what I'm throwing in on this one is a pick that Kelsey was on. I want to see how this is going to do blind. Getting into the holiday, particularly the soft red wheat.
It's very hard to say fast.
7-year single barrel.
Yeah.
Soft red wheat. There we go.
Yeah, those things, that particular pick was really good, both the bourbon and the soft red. But if you like wheaters, this is a different kind of wheater to me. I mean, it's a little different profile, but it's still on a different level than any other wheater I think that you're going to get. So
what was it like going on that pick, Kelsey?
It was a little awkward, to be honest, because there was just 3 of us that I knew. Me, Jason, and Scott. Those were the only people on the pick that I knew. And so I didn't really know anybody else's palate, but the facilities were great. It was a little odd. I thought I'd gone to the wrong place because I passed Leavenworth Prison on my way to get to the hotel. And I'm like, where did you put us up in a hotel at, Jason? But no, the facility's been there since the 1800s. It used to be a meat packing facility. Actually, the ancient cave place that they were talking about where they store whiskey was actually where they hung meat and everything back in the day. So got a lot of really, really great whiskey coming out of there. So it was a really fun experience.
Nice. Oh, Paul P's got an interesting thing here. So he saw the Pumpernickel Rye on sale, 50% off. It's seeing some crazy sales. I don't know if everybody else is seeing those. I mean, Darrell, why don't you describe the sale that you?
Oh, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, guys, that Joseph Magnus, those bottles, I think on a shelf normally at $99 to $109. And yeah, a local store, well, semi-local is about 40 minutes away, but 40 minutes is worth the drive when they discounted it down to $19.99. Like, come on, MGP goodness. Triple finish for $20. Like, can't beat it. So definitely had to grab a few of those. But they had some other stuff like crazy discounted too, man. I know like that 15-year, like 15 stars, I think it's normally $150. I think they had that for $49. I didn't grab anything else but the Magnus, but they had a lot of stuff like with some heavy discounts. I was like, well under what cost is for it.
Yeah.
Jeff did some of those too, didn't you? Over at Party City.
Yeah, I keep seeing some crazy sales too. Yeah, the closeout sales and picks, going for $20 that should cost $60, and nothing wrong with the whiskey. They're just not moving it for whatever reason, so they wanted it gone. They want to clear up that inventory and clear up that space. I wonder if so keep an eye out for those deals. I mean,
go ahead.
Go for it.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I wonder if any of it's tied into like with the whole CEO stepping down, right? Like they're maybe just trying to liquidate some stuff, get cash flow.
I think these were before they even stepped down. So
yeah,
that wasn't even public knowledge by when those hit, at least for Jeff, that I remember. So
Yep. Crazy though. Good stuff.
Yeah, just hopefully, I don't know, support the brand you love during these hard times, because they can go away pretty quickly if they're getting business too. So just kind of keep that in mind. Always worries me a little bit. All right. So where did we leave off? Kelsey.
Yes. I've been touting this brand for almost 2 years. This is one that would just blew, I think, everybody that tasted it socks off. So I'm going to
put something else.
Legacy.
Ooh, which one? Legacy?
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Okay. Man. I forgot about that one.
Damn.
I think enough for us to do the tournament. So hopefully
that bottle is so damn good. I just don't know like if it's gonna hold up because of the proof point. But that thing on its own is absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
But everything else I think is higher proof. We'll see, man. I love that bottle. When you first
I
sent it,
don't
I was
know
like,
if that
holy
matters so
crap.
much, man. If it's rich and viscous, it can overcome the proof.
I know, but you get 4
Uh,
roses, right? That the LEs that are like 110 proof, and they get
Yeah.
crushed, right?
Yeah.
High
I think
age,
that's more of
and
a
they're
mash bill thing.
fantastic.
I think it's more of a mash bill with roses, though, because
Mhm.
the roses is not anywhere near as viscous and rich and dense as that is. I mean, I think the difference of that one being in a 30-gallon barrel made a huge difference for it. So
Yeah,
So
that bottle's crazy.
that JT Melick, Kelsey gave us some samples of it. We actually did it live. And I think I was nerding out that the rice whiskey was reminding me of the 13th Colony Double Oak. That was like the profile that I was getting hit with that night. And I was doing a comparison between that and the Double Oak, and it was beating it. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this crazy whiskey?
yeah, it's crazy. And you guys have tasted some crazy single barrels too from them that have just been crazy. That's so good.
I don't know, Paul. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
And when they're allowed to discount it, and if it's their pick or the SKU, any of that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's exactly that though. SRP, right? Or MSRP. It's suggested.
Suggested.
Like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You could sell it at whatever cost you want. If you want to take a loss, you could take a loss. Most don't. But yeah, it's all suggested retail. You can charge whatever you like. Same thing charging above, right?
Charging up, you can charge down. So
to
keep
keep it rolling. Oh yeah, for sure. To keep it rolling, I'm throwing like I want to see how this bottle. I love this bottle. I know we all like this bottle as well. I just want to see how it does with some heavy hitters. So I'm gonna be throwing in.
Travis thinks that's how it works. Interesting.
The old Dominic.
Ooh, the old Dom. All right.
Yeah, this bottle we had the pleasure of grabbing, or they gave it to us when we were doing our pick over there, the Human Station pick. And that thing immediately blew me away. I was like, wait, what the heck? And it's their own distillate, 6 years. Right? Yeah, 6 years, 121 proof. And it's really, really, really good. And I kind of want to throw it in. Like, it scored pretty high, though, for us, I think, anyway, as a whole. So I just kind of want to see how it fares with some stuff that on paper should theoretically beat it. But I think this can probably hang with some of the stuff in here for sure.
Agreed. That's a good one, man.
That is a good one. Didn't have that one on my radar. All right. That's a good call there. All right, let's see. We got a Nashville. Ooh, okay. So for my next one, I'm going to pull it in again. Let's see. The divisive one, since I have all the divisive picks this year, we'll see how they do blinds.
Double.
I'm pulling in the double. This is actually the official blend that came out at the beginning of the year. I got a backup bottle here, so I should have plenty to go through the tournament for when this makes the finals. But but yeah, let's get the double. So for people that aren't familiar here, they're sourcing from Indiana ryes and bourbons, and then doing a blend, a very rye-leaning blend of 5-year-old rye and 5-year-old bourbon, and then putting it in new oak twice. Thus the double, kind of like the double oak from Woodford Reserve. So that comes out cast strength, essentially
any type of
16.
Similar profile. Just FYI, it's a double Woodford. Just letting you know that ahead of time. Oh gosh.
But yeah, excited to get that in there. Man, we got 2 Columbus brands in our top 20. That's a crazy statement for the year too. All right. So Kelsey.
Yes, sir.
Actually, Travis is confirming here.
Yeah,
so yeah, he's saying that's how it's working here. I wonder if that's in some states. Yeah. If they're protected on a state law level or something. That's interesting.
It could be different for each state. That's very true.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that's sold on the retail over here. Or maybe it's called. Actually, no, I don't know. Because even that $20 is well into cost too. So yeah. I've seen it on numerous things, just not to that extent. You know what I mean? That's a fifth of what they charge for MSRP. So I was like,
yeah.
Or a fourth. Actually, no, a fifth. Shit. What am I doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I wanted to see how this one stacks up. I think you guys might have forgotten about this one, but I definitely wanted to see how it's going to stack up with some of the others.
Yeah, I just don't have that bottle, so I didn't throw it in.
Yep.
That's 35th, right? Or whatever it was.
15th year anniversary of the
15th
13th
year.
colony.
All right.
That's really, really good. I think with that bottle, that's probably one of the darkest of what we picked, so we may be able to know what that one is.
No, this isn't that. This isn't the double oak. This is the 15 year, so it's not quite as dark.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean,
But
it's
when you
dark,
sent me that sample,
not-
man, that beat the double oak for me.
yeah,
Head
it
to
was.
head.
Yeah, it was really good.
What is it?
It's probably my favorite release that they've done
13th column.
that I've tasted.
Yeah, that bottle's probably my favorite too. 13th colony, 15.
Well, we are down to the final 4 picks. Let me share my screen here, and everyone can catch up on what we've been putting together here. But if you are just joining too, what we're doing is essentially doing an NFL-style draft of our favorite whiskeys of the year to be entered in our blind tournament that'll essentially take place over the course of February. Once we get all the logistics put together for blinding all these.
So we got one
All
each
right.
left, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm looking at what I have not crossed off left, but I think I know what I'm going to throw in here. I was tempted to put the old stubborn in there for you, Jeff, to see how far that thing made it, because I really, really like that. In blind,
You can sure pick, and that's the fun.
No, I'm not. I want to throw something that I find really, really good too, and see how it holds up with some of these bottoms. I think just me and Kelsey may have this. I don't think you do, Jeff. But this was the Essence Poor Nerds Rye pick that, Gary, if you're still in here, man, this thing is ridiculously good.
Wow.
And look at the color. Like, this thing is just nuts. But a very, very good rye, another rye pick, man. So, like I say, I want to see how it fares, but like I think that bottle anyway on its own is just really, really good. But we have not really seen ryes like kind of like crush some of these outside of like that Hard Truth rip. But I think this year it's going to be interesting. I think some ryes maybe at the top, man.
I think it was Paul P that said that the Traverse City was the dark horse. I agree with him on that one. That's such a good rye. Such a good rye.
Yeah, that thing is crazy. Crazy. So
Man,
that was my last pick.
One last pick for me. This will be some redemption then for Kelsey. No blaming me this time, Kelsey. No drinking rum.
I get one more
pick? I'm done after this one.
Oh, so I got one more. Okay.
Yeah, you got one more, Darrell. But I'm going to do K. Luke, and then based off of our results in the blind, I'm going to go with batch 10 rather than batch 8. Yep.
Nice.
That's a good one. All right. Since we're doing ryes, I'm throwing in one last rye that is probably one of the most fun experiences I've had for a rye. And I've had to hide this one from myself as well.
Oh, that's a dark horse. All right.
This is the Master Journey pick for Bardstown Blitz. So this is a 95.5 rye, 6 years old, but they also did toasted cherry wood and dark barrel as well. So this is kind of like a dusty rye is the best way that I've ever heard it described. So that's one of my favorites for this year as far as just pure experience. I think it's an interesting to see how it will hold up against some of these straight bourbons. And I think we've only got one. We only have one finished whiskey in this whole list. Is that right?
Two.
2.
3. The Amroot, the Foregate, Kelvin Collab, and then the one you just did.
Okay, so 3.
Oh no, the double too. So
okay, yeah, okay.
That's a good amount. All right. Well, Darrell.
So shit. I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna go with the old stubborn batch too.
Old stubborn. He's doing it to me. So why don't
Yeah.
you explain what that is too? And
Probably actually have to grab it because I
stubborn, right? Old stubborn. I think that's it. Batch 2. But yeah, show everybody what we're talking about here, and then we can also get into.
It's a
Why
pretty
it's
bottle, I
divisive
can
for
tell you
me.
that. Really pretty.
But yeah, nice little case here. So I'll read off the front of it. A premium hand marriage of 10, 11, and 12-year-old pot still straight bourbon. Ed Blay was the mastermind behind this, who's done crazy single barrels in the past, along with some blending. But really nice, like the cancer looking bottle. Jeff's not a fan of pot still, and he picks it up, he says, instantly. So he wasn't too big on this, but I find it very good. And maybe it gets hidden, when it's mixed up in a blind. And I just want to see if this kind of beats a couple things for him. I know it's probably going to beat a few things for me, but kind of throwing it in there for you, Jeff, as like a little curveball. But I think it's really good whiskey nonetheless.
We'll see if it can hide. What I always get sometimes from these like pot still bourbons, in some cases, it's like licking a penny to me. Like I just can't escape some type of note like that, like a metallic note.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, that is the tournament. I'll pull it up on the screen here. Let us know in chat what bottle surprised you the most that it's in the tournament and what you think is going to win. Curious to hear everyone's kind of early predictions there.
Bardstown Blitz.
There we go. Let's zoom out just a little.
Old stubborn.
140. There we go.
I know what I think's going to win, but we'll see.
Don't forget about the super chats, y'all. We're getting close to. We'll give another 10 minutes or so on super chats. Since Jason's not going live, we kind of chill out. Yes, I agree with you, Mark.
Yeah. So super chats, just a quick recap on that. We will do 3 winners tonight. I'm putting up a flight of essentially old MGP, mainly the Tin Cup 14er that you can compare to the Remus Gatsby 14-year versus 15-year low-proof MGP. And then since I brought it up earlier, I'll also include a sample of this 12-year Redwood Empire that was finished in Chardonnay casks that I drank on the New Year.
I just took a sip of that old Dom Castron, dude. Like, I think it's so good. That's crazy. I can't wait to see where they're at in a couple of years, man. Oh my god, that thing's delicious.
Kelsey's putting up a flight of Sagamore Rye, and then Darrell is doing a flight of Magnus.
Marty's in for Tom. Thank you,
Marty. Cheers, buddy.
And then
Mark B
back in
for down.
And for another 2, Mr. Mark. And there's no rare losers in these samples, man. Like, everything is some hitter stuff.
So I have to ask you too this question because I've seen a lot of people post videos about it. What was the most disappointing whiskey that you tasted this year?
Heaven Hill 18.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one. That didn't take you long to rattle off.
Like,
God,
it's good whiskey, but it's nowhere near the 17, and it should be nowhere near the price point. Like, there's a lot of ECBPs right now that I think that are better than that. Yes.
I mean, I'm disappointed and I didn't even buy it. I just got the benefit of a sample and I'm still disappointed in it.
Yeah. I don't know. Darrell was happy to get it early, and then he sent a sample, and he's like, guys, I did not like this one. And he sent it to us, and we were like, yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. Jeff, what about you, man?
The one that I think I'm a bit different on this one, the Old Forester 1924. People went kind of crazy for that one at the beginning of the year, and I just thought that was a nothing burger for me.
Yeah, that was surprising.
That
I
price
really
is
enjoyed
on that list.
I think the one that I wanted to be very good and it just turned out to be mediocre and leaning towards not that great was the old granddad 16.
Yeah, Mark B just said that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I think the price point is what kills it, right? It's good whiskey.
Yeah.
I can't really even say the same for like the 18, right? Like the Heaven Hill 18 is good, but like even at like a ECBP price, it's just like, yeah. The OGD is
Yeah.
good whiskey. You know, I just think they should have been probably at that 120 range when you could get Hardin's Creeks that are pretty much the same age at Cash.
I just wish they wouldn't have done 100 proof. I wish they would have done 114.
Yeah, 114 it would have been stellar.
They could have upped the proof and people would have been rubbed a little less because of that price.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the Knob Creek, why is it more than the Knob Creek 18 or more than the Hardin's Creek, as he's saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But it's still, I like it. I thought it was good whiskey.
I got a sample from JSL's. He gave me one for you too, Jeff, that I got to send out along with some other stuff. But this is the OGD 16 50/50 with OGD 114. I haven't cracked it, but now that just came up, I'm actually going to taste it right now because I do remember what the 16 tastes like. But I know Jay did this like live, and he ended up just pouring half his bottle into the damn OGD and said it was killer. So I'm gonna try.
That's a very expensive bottle now.
Yeah.
To do halvesies on.
Yeah. But if it makes it better, right? You know what I mean?
Very true.
I much rather enjoy it and it be like diluted by some lower aged whiskey than just be like, it's okay.
Word got out on that OGD too, man, being overpriced. I mean, it just sits in Northern Kentucky. It's all over the party source. I mean, they just have cases upon cases of it just sitting there.
Yep.
So maybe that'll be a discount bourbon, and I can hop on. You know, if they sell it for $100, I'm all over.
What we'll do is we'll do a package deal, Jeff. We'll do one bottle of 114 and one bottle of the OGD 16. Yeah.
Then we can. Oh my gosh, that hard truth pick is so good. Then we can blend them, you know, a little more carefree.
This is nice on this. You could definitely get a little bit more spice. So what would it be? It's if it's 50/50, it's what, 214, so 107, right? So
it's like 107. 107, and then you know, what's OGD is typically around a 6-year age statement, or not? I don't think it's age stated, but I always felt like it was around 6 years.
Those is nice. Try it out,
man. Mark says OGD's sitting up there, even Ohio. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's still sitting on the shelf here as well in Arkansas.
Well, let's get into the super chats here. Thank you, everybody. Happy New Year's and everything for contributing here tonight. Excited to share some whiskey with y'all. And then Jason's not going live tonight, so we are going to go over a little bit past 9 Eastern and also do some Patreon giveaways, catch up on December. So we got a few wheel spins over this next half hour here if you're curious and up for hanging out with us. All right, let me share screen here. And then actually I'll need to do I'll do a quick double check. So give me 1 second here. I'm just going to double check the names versus the side panel. Here, you guys don't need to see it as I check the names.
I know. All right. Spin it, so I might have to get her over here in a minute.
No worries. Well, what are you guys looking forward to with 2025 now here? Any resolutions, whiskey or personal?
It's always the same for me. Meetups, more meetups, hanging with everybody, meeting new people from the community, and just curious to see what, like, you know, new releases. Like, I kind of focused more on like single barrels and group picks, to be honest, this year. This is probably the least amount of bottles I purchased for different reasons, but most of the purchases were like group picks versus just, you know, standalone releases. Yeah. But yeah, the meetups for me.
I did that. Yep. That was one of my resolutions last year, was to spend less. And it looks like I spent about 15% less than the year before. So that's a start. But did concentrate mostly on those picks too. I mean, that's where the value was, you know, being able to spend on average $70 a bottle for Hitter whiskey. It's like just try to be very diligent about not going over 100 very often, especially consecutively. So try to limit those purchases. How about you, Kelsey?
I probably will do the same this year. I spent more than I wanted to this year, but I also got some stuff the last part of this year that I was not expecting between GTS and Michter's 20. And so I just we had 3 in the whole state of Arkansas, and I got one of them somehow. So I don't know that I'll ever see that bottle again, but I'll definitely share and definitely enjoy, because I probably will not be spending that much money on a bottle again ever. So,
and it wasn't secondary, guys.
Lazy get.
At the store.
It wasn't secondary. It was for retail.
Yeah.
So
some people actually open them.
Yeah. Mine's already open.
All right. Well, how many times should I randomize this?
My lips are sealed.
25 for the year of 2025.
All right. So 2025 times. All right, let's go.
See you guys in 2026.
Yeah, we'll see you next year. It'll still be randomizing.
All right. Which one should we do first?
Start with yours. Go ahead.
Go around the wheel?
Yeah.
So we'll start with the MGP flight with the tin cup and the haystack needle. So good luck, everybody.
What, January 1st? 2025. I almost wrote 2024.
Ooh, all right. He's getting some samples. He said he was getting low. Cheers, buddy. Congratulations.
Is that Doug, right?
Yep. All right. Let's spin again. This will be for Kelsey's Sagamore flight. All right. There's Ed. Congratulations, Ed.
Thank you so much, man.
All right. And then for Darrell's Joseph Magnus flight. Good luck to everybody.
Oh, double winner
again.
Double winner. Cheers, Ed.
Congratulations, Ed.
Congrats, buddy.
Big way to bring in the new year there. That's huge.
Get those out to you. Actually, I think you probably have them. So we'll touch base and I'll get you some other stuff outside of the cigar. I'll get you the cigar blends, but I think these Magnuses you have.
All right. Well, cheers, everybody. And thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We are going to go into a little bit of extra innings here and do some Patreon giveaways. And one of I guess this first one isn't going to be just Patreon. This one is actually something that we're doing with our Facebook group. We'll do these things from time to time. So once again, link in the descriptions if you aren't in that Facebook group. But one of the things we did to celebrate the release of the Huling Station was challenge everybody to essentially put pictures out there, do reviews, and there were different ways that you could get extra points, like including your Whiskey Friend coin or including a Hello Again Whiskey Friend Glenn, stuff like that. So got quite a few pictures here. I'll load up the list of people that got entries, but we got quite a few people that took on the challenge and posted. So I wanted to share some of the photos here as we go around, and you can kind of see what people are sharing with us on the Facebook group. So got Stu on the left. If anyone's curious who is in the Santa, looks like he took a big hit of that Huling Station. Already made a Christmas card out of it. We got Tyler over here. Love it when people are putting themselves in pictures too, versus it always just being the whiskey.
See the coins.
Then we got some more coins, and then I got Doug's there too. So, and then OH had his whole set of swag.
Wait, whose is the one on the right that has the guitar pick one too? Oh, okay. Nice.
Yep.
Oh, he doesn't have my Glenn.
So some fun pictures. Keep sharing them, everybody. But what we're going to do is do a little bit of a giveaway here. So I'm going to pull up the wheel again for everybody that scored points in that process. And we're going to be giving away a Hello Again Whiskey Friend shirt to this group. So you get some more swag to show off in future pictures. So let me share screen. All right. So this is for a shirt. So if you win this, I'll just have to know your size. And then there's a few different variations too. If you've already got one, there's a few different patterns. So I'm going to spin this wheel. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, watch out, it's on the TV too.
All right, Stu.
Nice. Red Naz Trouts.
Cheers, Stu. We'll get on you and then get your shirt going, buddy. All right. So then for Patreon, I gave another opportunity to share some hitter MGP to anyone that was interested. I have definitely been like going through my bottles recently. I've got quite a few like old MGPs that are down to like the last couple ounces. Let's see, where did I put this one? So here's one. You know, people seem to not be too familiar with it. I guess it's been a few years since Blom Brothers was releasing their cast strength 12-year MGP, but this is going to essentially be around 2018, 2019 is when this came out. So you're talking about 2007 MGP distillate at cast strength. So get a sample out to somebody here. All right, share screen again. So good luck, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Good odds on this one.
Just like my own.
All right. Dave gets it. Cheers, Dave.
Cheers, buddy.
All right.
It's
And
still
then
sealed.
next up,
A lot of
I got this bottle to give away to somebody. You know, I always love grabbing two of these new riffs. That way I can share one of them. But
Is this
fitting
the
for the
winter?
season. Yeah, this is the winter whiskey release.
Nice.
So this bottle is going to go to somebody in our top 2 tiers. If you want a bottle the last couple months, you're not going to be on this. So I took out Thomas Snyder for winning the Echo, Drifting Drams for winning a Boone County single barrel, and Stu for winning a Nashville Barrel Company Party Source pit.
Cheers, Ricky Z.
But this is a very, very interesting whiskey. So it's a bourbon, but it's made with malted oats and chocolate malt. And I thought this batch in particular blew me away. I didn't buy this the last couple of years, but I compared this back to the first batch of it that came out 4 years ago. And this is just a stronger whiskey all around. I've actually had a few people since I started praising it that were like, no, I didn't pick it up this year. Why didn't you tell me sooner? So sorry, everybody. But somebody in this group will get to enjoy it.
Let's do it up.
So let me share screen again.
Can you put this one?
All right.
yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
Okay.
Let's see. Derek. All right, buddy.
Cheers, Derek.
Cheers. Your name hasn't come up in a while, too. That's a
Literally
good way
thinking
to
the same
start
thing.
the year. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Rigged.
Well,
Yeah, we
let's
took
do
your entries out.
2 more giveaways here. Darrell, do you got your wheel ready?
I do. And I got this little one that wants to spin it, so we'll do
So
that.
everybody
Yeah,
that's
you-
in the Whiskey Friend group and the Close Whiskey Friend group is going to be on this one. That way we can get winners from all the various tiers as we can.
when you spin it, yeah. Go.
So let me share screen.
I'm doing it.
All right. So I'm going to spin this one first, and then Darrell has the prize wheel on what people can win. So, we're doing it for Adam Ziegler. Cheers, Adam.
Hey, nice. I don't think Adam's
Alright.
popped up at
You
all.
got to spin right now?
You're gonna
Yeah.
spin it.
Let's go.
Put the dollar down.
Solo layout here.
All right, so you're gonna come from the top and just don't knock anything over, okay? Spin it hard, spin it back. That's a good spin.
Good job.
Is it a t-shirt? Wait.
T-shirt.
Sure.
T-shirt.
All right, another T-shirt.
They're gonna win a shirt that we got.
I'll be reaching out at them,
The one that has this on it.
and then we'll do one more wheel spin. Everybody's got a shot at this one. So this is the attempt to break the wheel. Let me throw everyone's names in there.
You can see a T out of here.
There we go.
She's like, her tooth's finally like coming in, so she's like messing around, like, it's never ending over here, guys.
Especially during this time of year.
No,
They're going to win a t-shirt.
All right.
a lot of names on that
What
one.
they-
Good luck, everybody.
They won a T-shirt.
How? Where is it?
Patrick Greeny.
Patrick. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Then
All
Jaden's
right.
gonna spin
Let's
from
see
over there.
gonna get it.
what
You guys-
Patrick can win here.
Then after
Let's get one
This
more
is the
spin.
last one. So we got one more helper over here. Oh, your sister spun better than that.
Ooh, a
So exclusive.
dusty
Dusty pour.
All right.
That was the last one.
I'm going to
I got a
That's
couple
awesome.
Dusties. I know Kelsey got a bunch, so we'll figure out who's sending some stuff. But
Yeah.
that's Patrick, right? Patrick Greeny.
Yep.
Awesome. And then anyone that I owe olive oil to, I've been doing a massive olive oil run. Kelsey Durrell, I got you bottles too, but I'll be getting out the olive oil, the actual olive oil. I'm actually sending you olive oil to a few people.
I won.
I think my second
Daddy,
bottle's gone.
I won or Jaden won.
You did better.
All right. So then we got almost 50 people still in here. Gonna do one more plug for it, but coming this Friday, we are dropping links to purchase our Hard Truth pick. Got it in my hands. I've been actually enjoying it throughout this stream. It is a great pick. I am actually really excited to get Darrell and Kelsey's reactions on it too. Now that they're gonna have a chance to sit down with it on its own. We knew at the tasting, and Gary even said that up front. We went through all three samples, and Gary just leaned up against the wall and went, "Well, there's no bad choice on this table." So we were just tasked with picking the best one that was there, and we picked an apricot sweet and spicy fruit bomb. I mean, it is just absolutely delicious, and it's just so rich, viscous, nice long finish. So it's got all those technical points too. So really excited to get that one in everyone's hands.
I was actually typing. That actually went out already. I'll follow up and check, and I could probably just give. Shoot me an email, and I'll give you the tracking to kind of make it actually a little easier. So just do the Whiskey Saint, so my name on here at gmail.com, and I'll shoot over tracking to you. But that's already sent out, buddy.
Daddy.
Yeah, sorry for the delay on that one, buddy.
Yeah, it gets a little crazy, especially for me. It gets a little crazy on this end, but yeah.
All right. Well, guys, anything else you want to talk about here before we call this a Whiskey Wednesday?
I don't think
I'm
so.
good. I'm good. This was fun. So I'm anxious for the actual tournament to start.
It'll be interesting. That for sure.
Yep. Well, everybody, Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hopefully someone else picks up the reins and goes live tonight too. So keep an eye out for that. And we'll catch you next week. We have Major Zero. We'll have to confirm with him. And make sure we know what we're doing there, Kelsey. So tune in next week. We'll be kicking it off with some more guests as we go through, starting to really plot what we'll be doing here the next 2 to 3 months in terms of pulling people on. But plan to keep having guests each and every week, just like we did in 2024. All right.
See you guys.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.